We just discussed the physically unwilling to participate, and then there's the ones who are physically unable to. And there's two quarterbacks in the AFC South I want to hit you on. Is there any level of concern for C.J. Stroud in your mind right now, Tom?
What I would say is there is always a level of concern when you're talking about a quarterback's throwing shoulder, because shoulders can be unpredictable, because they can change the way that you throw mechanically, because a lot of times they require rest. It's not as simple as, like a knee scope and you're back in 2 weeks. So a lot of times there's something more to it. But I would also say we're in early June. If you are dealing with anything with the quarterback's throwing shoulder, you shut him down. And we saw it happen with Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis.
That's the other one.
Where they just made the decision, hey, we're gonna back off him right now. Shane Steichen saying he'll be back sometime in training camp is not really what I want to hear if I'm somebody rooting for Anthony Richardson to beat out Daniel Jones for that job. Now, I was separately told yesterday that he'll 1,000% be ready for training camp, but that doesn't necessarily mean the Colts will cut him loose, right? You're going to want to ramp him up after he misses the end of OTAs and minicamp. You're not just going to go out and have him throw 600 balls on the first day of practice. So these are reps now that go to Daniel Jones, and he gets more of an opportunity. I know that the coaches in Indianapolis really were excited about the prospect of bringing in Daniel Jones, even though they've got this remarkable ball of clay in Anthony Richardson. It's a ball of clay that spent so much time in the training room over the past couple of years that it's cost him those reps that he sorely needed as a young player who had only started 13 college games and really hadn't played a ton. Back to C.J. Stroud for a second. I have not heard anything to make me believe that this is going to be something long term. We've seen various reports saying it's his pec, it's his shoulder. DeMeco Ryans went full NHL coach. John Cooper just saying it is general body soreness. Whatever it is, it's enough for them to not have C.J. Stroud on the field. At this time, doing anything in terms of throwing the football here. But let's see as we get into training camp here what the reps look like. I can remember other times, for instance, with Dak Prescott, you remember when there was all kinds of, questions and panic about Dak Prescott having, limited reps, get another MRI. And it was like, no, I kept being told, he's going to be fine. We're just, being cautious because he pushes himself too hard. And sure enough, Dak was good to go. That was a couple of years ago. Was good to go at the start of the season. It could well be the same thing with C.J. Stroud. Anthony Richardson, it's a little more clouded just based upon what Shane Steichen said. But it does sound like Richardson will be ready to do some things early on in training camp here. Is that enough to make up the gap of coaches now, Rich, who are all going to go on vacation for the next 5-6 weeks, thinking about how their offense looked with Daniel Jones running it and not the guy they drafted number 4 overall?
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.